Hello friend, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Jean Onneson and I share thoughts on mindset, growth, healing, becoming, pursuing greatness, entrepreneurship, and all of that good stuff. It's a lot of stuff in one, but that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I love talking about in the hopes that maybe it'll inspire you to achieve greatness for yourself. I wanted to touch on the topic today real quickly about going from survival to thriving, going from survival mode, fear mode, scarcity mode to thriving, abundance and joy and gratitude and being blessed to be a blessing and all of that good stuff. I know for me in this stage of my life, in this season, and I'm sure many seasons to come, I am doing that work to undo my limiting beliefs, to undo my scarcity, undo my fear and all of those insecurities and doubts that have held me back. Now that looks like many different things right now. Some of it is actually physically purging my life in terms of getting rid of stuff, getting rid of old things I don't use anymore, clearing out the baggage, literally and figuratively. Some of that is asking for my emotional needs to be met, setting better boundaries, considering what actually fulfills me in life and making those things a priority, etc., etc. But I did want to share, I didn't always start in this place. A handful of years ago, was definitely in survival mode. And I wanted to share this topic because I know there's probably a lot of us right now, whether it's because of what's happening in the world and we feel affected by that, or we're just going through our own challenges, whether relationally, financially, mentally, spiritually, even physically with health challenges. I know I've gone through that too as well. When I was in survival mode, and I want to encourage you to really take an honest look at your life, take an honest look at yourself, and really ask yourself the hard question of, am I in survival mode right now? Because when we're in survival mode, we're not thriving. We're literally just trying to get to the next day, the next hour even at times, and just make it to that next point. I know for me in survival mode, I was stressed, I was tense, I had anxiety, I had depression, I could not prioritize my needs, whether that was physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. I was just so distraught, so burnt out. I had nothing to give. And I also was isolating. I was alone. I felt shameful. I felt disconnected from others. There was just so much going on in that negative storm of being in survival mode that kept me stuck, that kept me disempowered, and that truly made it difficult to see life for the beauty that it is. But, and there's a big but there, I slowly made my way out of it. And I know that, this conversation is more general, more vague. I'm not going to go into like super nitty-gritty details, but I just wanted you to know that there is a way out of that mode. Now, I don't know you personally. I don't know your situation. I don't know what you're going through if you're listening to this, but I do know that if you are in that place, I've experienced what you've experienced. And I know in this season, like I was saying, there's so many remnants of that survival mode still in my life today that I know I'm starting to let go of. I'm starting to become free of. I'm starting to heal. I'm starting to grieve over and say, oh, I did go through these things. I did feel this way. I did experience these things, but now I can let it go. Now I can move on to the next stage of my life, which is thriving, which is feeling good, which is feeling grateful, which is becoming the person I know I always could be. But it didn't take an overnight fix to do that. It has been years in the making to take one step in front of the other. And like I mentioned a little bit previously, it's just doing those little daily actions, little daily disciplines, little daily promises that you make to yourself. Maybe in your health, if you're feeling like you are in survival mode there, every single day you just do one small thing to move the needle forward. For me, that meant, I just did a 10-minute, 15-minute, sometimes 20-minute workout every day, 5 days a week. It started off so small, but I wanted to just be consistent with it. My goal was just consistency. I didn't care if I even did just 10 push-ups a day. I was going to do something. In my finances, that just meant, okay, I have this debt that's been on my back that has been stressing me out for years and years. What can I do to just start making eventual changes. And that took a really long time. It took a really long time and a lot of pain, a lot of struggle, a lot of crying. But eventually I just made those progressively better steps, found more income to make, focus a little bit more on my business. Any money that I did have, I just learned to manage it a little bit better. I learned to start asking myself what my money story was, what my financial belief systems were. Started to heal my self-worth a little bit so that I could know I'm worthy of abundance and I don't need to live in scarcity. All those eventual things snowballed to the point where I got debt-free last year, and it has been the blessing of a lifetime to not be stressed out about that debt in my life. Sometimes relationally, it means, okay, we heal, we grieve whatever, grievances or betrayals or disappointments we've had in our relationships. We don't close ourselves off, but we stay present and engaged, and we say, okay, I'm feeling some type of way. These are my insecurities. These are my traumas. These are my, my belief systems around relationships, but I'm going to work on it. I'm going to start asking myself questions. I'm going to start, evaluating what were my experiences? How did that shape me? How did that influence me? And we start to become better at recognizing what is for us and what isn't. We start to become better at setting boundaries, reading books about boundaries, reading books about relationships, reading books about love languages, reading books about psychology, and having to understand ourselves so that we can understand others. Now, it seems like a lot of work, especially when you're in a place where you can't even put one foot in front of the other. You're not walking, you're not even, stepping, you're crawling. You're literally just trying to army crawl it slowly but surely into the next place, into that next phase. But I just want to tell you that every step you take matters. Every decision you make, even if it's just a small choice, and especially if it's a difficult one, it adds up, it compounds. And that's how you get from a place of just barely surviving, just trying to make it through the day, feeling like you don't have something to give, feeling like you have no passions, you're unfulfilled, feeling like you're asking yourself, is this really what life is all about? To getting to a place where it is the complete opposite. I just gotta tell you, that journey is so worth it. The work it takes to build a better life, to build a better you, it's so worth it. And it's not easy. I totally recognize that, and I totally have experienced it for myself, but it's so worthwhile. Because in this season, as I'm purging, as I'm letting go, as I am making better decisions, as I'm elevating, as I'm growing in my business, in my relationships, in myself, my spiritual walk, my emotional health, all these areas are starting to really blossom in ways that I could have only just hoped and wished for a handful of years ago. I look back with so much grace, so much forgiveness, and so much understanding and compassion for a previous version of Jean who was just trying to make those daily steps and just trying to make things better. Without her, I wouldn't be here. And without her, I couldn't be in this place where I'm saying I no longer need these survival mechanisms, these fear mechanisms, these defense mechanisms to protect me, because I'm good now. I'm better than good. I'm great, and I'm getting even better and greater every single day. So I just wanted to share that with you because that was on my heart big today, y'all. That was on my heart big time because I'm just like, woo, going through it today, thinking about everything that's gone into my journey and like how so much of what I have today are things I wished for 5 years ago. Y'all, it's cleansing, it's cathartic, it's purging. And maybe I've cried a little bit today, I'm just gonna be honest. And I just have so much gratitude for the journey and for myself. So I just wanted to give you some encouragement. You can go from survival to thriving, and I know that you can make it. So that's all for today. Like I said, my name is Jean. Hit that subscribe button if you feel compelled to, and just know it is so worth it to build a better life. See you at the next one. Bye.